Welcome back to part 6 of this left, right, and center home theater new speakers build. Project's gone along pretty good so far. We took this cabinet here. I did some wood fill on the inside of all the corners so that everything is for sure sealed, and put in all the gaps and cuts so that you wouldn't have any leakage out of it, and it's very nice and flush and solid and will look great once paint is on it. To get this real nice edge along the top here, what I did was I used this bit. This is an edging bit, and you see how it's got bearings on it. Those bearings ride on the flat surface, and then it trims this piece so that it's all nice and flush after it's all said and done. And then you just go by with some sanding, with some light palm sander, and just sand it so that it's nice and you can't even feel it, let alone once paint's on it, see it. After that, it's time to start dampening. Now, here's I got this one, and I got this one. What I used for dampening material, rather than spending a bunch of money on just dampening from, like, you know, Parts Express, or this one's done. Let me grab this one. I bought this stuff out of Home Depot. It's a Frost King duct insulation, and here's the dimensions. There we go. It's 12 inches wide, an 1/8 inch thick, and 15 feet long. And I was able to get almost 2 cabinets lined with it, but so I bought a third one just in case, and luckily I did. But I'm able to get 2.5 cabinets all lined with it, and I did all of the inside, around, down, under the corners, and then even in the inside chamber. Now this is dampening, and what I'm going to do after that is put some mattress pad in the back of where the woofers will be, and I'll polyfill this chamber where the mid-range and the tweeter will be. So now how to do the sound dampening, or sound deadening I should say. I might have those backwards, I apologize, but because this is going to be a ported cabinet, you don't want to have a bunch of mattress pad lining all over the place, because that'll decrease your volume and the air won't fly through and everything else like that. So you got to be kind of sparingly with it. I'll probably put one here sporadically on the sides and on top, and on the back of this middle chamber I'll put one, something along here too. Again, this will be polyfill, and don't worry about that, and match the sides and see how that works and how that sounds. And speaking of all my drivers and stuff, everything came in. This will be my mid-range. Let's see if that comes in. This is the Funtech FW146 mid-woofer. It's a 5-inch mid-range. Here are my 2 ports, and here's my tweeter. Neat, kind of cool. It's the Vifa XT25TG30-04, and this is just to hook everything up. Neat. No big deal. And then here will be the 2 woofers. They are 6.5 aluminum cone woofers, and they are same thing, Funtech FW168 mid woofer, 6.5. Now there'll be 2 of these. They will go like the drawing says. In this corner and then this corner, the ports will be underneath, a port, mid-range, and tweeter. Now that brings me to the front piece, the front cover. I've been practicing because my TV has that nice shiny edge along it. I want to match that with the front face of the speakers. So I got and practiced on some acrylic pieces that, now this is my trial piece. This one is like 3/16 thick, and it's too thick for the lip of the drivers. It's too thick. So I need to know what would glue acrylic to wood. Now this was Gorilla Glue, and it bubbled. It set great to the wood, but I was left a little bit of lip for myself to see if I could push off on it after it was glued up. And I clamped it overnight, whatever. I was able to rip. It was able to come off and rip off. I mean, it took some effort to do, but you're looking for long term to do something like this. Now, here's another piece that we did a little trial and error on. Again, I was practicing on, you know, making my holes with the Roto Zip, and this is like the mid-range size to make sure that I don't fuck up when I do the main faces. But what sticks acrylic to glue? This Loctite spray adhesive, high performance, 200, and I only got this because it says wood, metal, and acrylic, so it should do it all, and it does. Man, you cannot rip this off without really, I mean, you can't, it's not coming off. It's awesome. It doesn't bubble. It goes on nice and easy. You just do this wood, then you do the back piece of the acrylic, and it's awesome. It's going to stay there forever. So everything will be, you know, kind of similar to this. The edge will fit the driver nice and perfect. Let me get this and try to start doing this with one hand, but the acrylic will fit around the driver nice, just like that, and then it'll mount to the wood, so I don't have to worry about if I wanted a flush cabinet. I'm sorry, the speakers to be flush with the cabinet. I don't have to worry about, you know, buying another bit and routing this edge out to make it flush with the whole cabinet. I can actually put this acrylic piece on, have it match my front of my TV, and then have it all look nice and flush. That was my plan anyway. Now this front acrylic piece is gonna, you know, really take some planning and some, you know, double check, triple check your measurements, because this is going to be from here to here with these little feet or lips on them. This is what holds the port into the wood, and that's 2.5, and this remaining overall diameter is 2 7/8. So I got to buy 2 hole saws to make that happen on the acrylic in the corners. And you know, with hole saws and drilling into acrylic, you run the risk of your edges, you know, not being nice and squared up like that. And I don't want any kind of like edges on there that makes it look like shit. So it's going to be kind of tough. Have to worry about heat on the drill bit, but we should get it okay and squared away. So that's where the project sits right now. I will do another video when I have the front piece kind of all squared away, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks a lot.